Alright, we back with the Boston Clinic. Good morning, it's your boy CJ Goodfellow. Y'all know what it is. Speaking on Anthony Yarde, already touched on this topic. Maybe I just be reporting news too fast. I mean, it's like four weeks old, I believe. I did a video on Anthony Yarde passing up on the opportunity to fight Artur Beterbiev, and I agree with it. We back. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow at the Boston Clinic. Y'all know what we do. We working, and y'all know what it is. One time for the one time. And I said last year when Dan Du Bois Yarde was doing a lot of joint cards with Frank Warren, I said that Anthony Yarde needed a year or two, another developmental year at least, before he's ready to challenge for a world title. Kovalev, now Bivol, Adonis Stevenson, he was still there at the time. Ward, guys like that. He not ready. 12 amateur fights. If you're not ready, you're not ready. And I live by that, as far as my channel. I told you guys Deontay Wilder, if he wasn't ready, take your time. He took his time and now he's ready. It don't matter how you get to the mountaintop, as long as you get to the mountaintop. And Anthony Yarde ain't ready. Y'all can say he knocking this guy out. He doing this, he doing that. But he got to face some adversity, dog. He got to get hurt in the fight. Or he got to find somebody that can take his power for a long time. And then, see if he got the stamina, because he is very muscular. And that water that's in that muscle, because that's what muscle is made of, is water, if you didn't know, can slow you down and make you tired. So, only 12 amateur fights, he ain't seen really no styles yet, especially if he comes to the States and he see a different type of style. It ain't that same, UK upright style, European style, or the same styles he been fighting. You know what I'm saying? they gotta start moving him to the United States. I think it's better for him to develop over the United States because it's better sparring at the Mayweather Boxing Gym in Vegas or the Wild Card, wherever the hot sparring is, which is Mayweather Boxing Gym right now for him. Because him sparring them same UK fighters, it ain't going to do shit for him. You only getting one style. When you go over to the States, you getting every style. American style, Mexican style, well, Mexican styles are different styles, but you're getting a lot of different styles, just European styles. And for him, I think he hurting himself by continuing to exclusively fight and train over there. It's time to bring him over here, fight a Joe Smith Jr., start building his resume up a little bit more, and start building his gym experience up more, man. It's going to be better for him once he start leaving the confines of the UK and start really expanding his workout, start expanding his sparring and all that, man. But back to the topic of discussion, yeah, he right. He ain't ready for no Beterbiev, man, or none of the champions yet. He ain't fought nobody. He's still building up. He ain't had no adversity. He ain't been cut, I don't believe. He ain't been hurt. We still see if he got the chin. We know he got a lot of power. He an athlete. If I was him, I'd take down the muscle a little bit. But if it's working for him, keep it. But right now, to put him in a championship caliber fight, that's gonna be that's felonious, man. Somebody should be put in jail if they did that shit to his ass. You feel me? So for me, I told you I agree with what I said last year before this even came out. He need another developmental year before they even think about putting him on the world championship level. He's got to continue to learn, and most of y'all won't understand. Y'all think because he's knocking these guys out, he looking good versus the competition. But, his competition level is building, but it's not to the point where I'm like, all right, he knocking out this contender. He knocking out this former world champion. He doing this and that to that journeyman. It ain't got to the point yet, man. They got to continue to build him. It might be another year after this year. It might be 2 years, I said before. Just as long as he get it right. He got to get that experience. Only 12 amateur fights. And why is it so important to have a lot of amateur fights or enough amateur fights is because in the amateurs, it builds you, it don't really build you for pro fights as far as some guys might have amateur styles. They don't really score body points like that, but it shows you different styles. So when you fight different styles in the amateurs, maybe you sparring for a fight, or you fight in different tournaments, you fight in different styles, you fight guys with different speed and all that different stuff. It prepares you for the pro. So, a guy like Lomachenko will let 400 amateur fights, 2 gold medals, Rigondeaux, same thing. They done seen damn near every style. So they put that in their brain encyclopedia. They didn't deal with it. They didn't got hurt. They didn't got tired. They didn't deal with some adversity at some point. Maybe it was in the gym sparring, training when they're young. They didn't deal with all that. So they didn't see pretty much everything. And when they just add their pro experience to it, then they just become that much indestructible and that much harder to beat. So that's why it's important to have an amateur background. But like I said, I agree. He's not ready for that. Another year or 2 years before he's ready. 12 amateur fights. My heavyweights, a lot of competition. They better make sure they protect him enough until he's ready to step up on that pedestal. But y'all know what it is. TBC and more. We don't.